Hello, my friends. John LaRuffa here with another Straight Up Solo. And in this episode, we're going to look at Dr. Finn's book of solo strategy and word games. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you ever really do appreciate the support, thank you very much. So what is this book? Well, this book is these 8 different puzzles, okay? And in this book, there are 8 copies of each. So you have literally 64 puzzles that you can play basically solo player, although you could try for like competing scores if you really wanted to, having one person do it and then the other person try to beat them. And they are broken up into basically a couple of different ones that are word games. All right, so this one, this one, this one, those are all word games right here. And then you have a couple of abstract strategy kind of things, and then some dice games and another numbers game. And so what you've got going on here is each of these puzzles has a set of rules. And this is probably the one with the most rules, the first one. And it's just a couple of pages of what you're doing. Like I said, that's the one with the most rules. You could read these rules in about 5 to 10 minutes tops, sometimes 2 or 3 minutes. And then you have your page right here that you're playing. And all of them require you to roll some number of dice and then make decisions. So for instance, this one, you're trying to roll specific numbers, either a specific number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, or pairs, 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind, to get your ships closer to these spots faster than the competition or the alien competitor does. And you can also allocate to these dice manipulation abilities. And basically you play until you know all 4 of these planets have been reached, and then you total up your score. It's kind of an interesting game. Not very difficult. This one's pretty light and easy to play, so to speak. Definitely the lightest and easiest one in there, but a lot of fun. A lot of fun indeed. If you like dice games or manipulating dice, this is a cool little game to play. Really easy to learn. So you have stuff like that. Then you have things like this. And like I said, that other one had a little longer rules. This one a little bit shorter. So Pen Pals is only really a 3-page rule game with an example of how to score. And here you're rolling dice and you're picking patterns to try to pen in these different animals, either different or same animal type animals, in with each of these little buckets, and then they score depending on how you are penning them in. So that's kind of a cool little area manipulation game. Again, you're using dice to make the choices, etc. And then you have games like this one, Word Wrap, where here now I'm penning in different letters to try to write the most words I can in any order to get the highest points. All right, and so I was close here. For instance, like bet got me 6 points here. There's some double word scores and things similar to other word games. And I was really close to moments, but I couldn't quite get that last T, so I got 0. And I was, this was more of a throwaway one, but I got jacket, which was pretty good. And I thought I was hot stuff with 87. But here's the thing. Each of these games have specific scores that you're supposed to try to shoot for. 87 wasn't even the bottom, so to really do well, I had to get 100 or more, and really do well is 115. And so the nice thing about this, even though it's a beat your own score style of thing, you have specific stratifications for how well you've done. And again, some of these really are abstract, so to speak. Like this is an abstract little city builder where you're going to be placing. You're still rolling the dice to limit your decisions, but you're trying to place things, and then you're looking at how to score them based on specific scoring conditions. And you have some powers to flip things around, but the dice and your choices get narrower and narrower and tougher as you go. Here's another one where this one is a real thinker, in my opinion. This one, you're rolling 2 dice to fill in numbers. So first you're putting, not numbers, letters. First you're putting letters in this grid, and then you have to cross out 10 of them, and then you got to make the best words you can from the letters that are available in the rows and columns. That is a real thinker. Really pretty simple rules, if you can see here. But This is a brain burner of a word puzzle game. So you've got a lot of variety in this book. Here, this is actually the simplest one, I think. This is the market manipulation one, where you're basically rolling to stock up some of these things, and then you're deciding after the prices get moved every round which one, good, but you have to sell them all, do you want to sell to try to make the most money. So that was the most straightforward. And again, there's more word ones here. For instance, this one you're doing like a crossword, which is going to be a big thinker too. And this is a number game where you're trying to, basically do sort of like a, I don't know, it's not really a Sudoku, it's not the way you're trying to fulfill these conditions with the way you fill in different things here with the dice. So lots of content in this book, which, I saw it on Amazon. The MSRP on Amazon was like $15. Maybe it's 20, but Amazon had it for 15. Tons of stuff in here, really. 8 different games. Very, very doable from a learning standpoint. Whether you like games, whether you don't know games very well, I should say, whether you're an experienced gamer or not, there's a lot of good stuff in here from a content standpoint. So let me tell you what I think about it. Okay, real quick, a couple of bookkeeping things, so to speak. It doesn't come with the dice. You have to supply your own dice and your own writing utensil. It's just the book. All right, now that I said that, I just want to make sure I'm not misleading anybody. All right, so this is a great value. It really is. I was pleasantly surprised with the quality of puzzle and solo game experience, so to speak, in this book, and the variety and the thinking aspect. Like I said, some of them are pretty straightforward, but others were really like, geez, especially the word games. You really were, you sat there. There was some tough decisions to make, but none of it felt overwhelming, right? So this is one of those like easy to learn, tough to master books. None of the games felt like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing here. You know exactly what you want to do, but to do it, lots of ways, especially with the word games. Lots of decisions to make, and very hard to score to that level of achievement to not be in that bottom rung. So if you're a person who likes doing crosswords or doing Sudoku or doing other little small kind of games like that, this is an easy recommend for me. And if you're a person who just likes playing solo games and wants to wind down or needs something, if you're going to be traveling or you're going to be doing something, or you just need something in the evening just to kind of, use between 15 and 30 minutes, also very good. This is a great game book for somebody who just wants to just work their mind, but not overwork their mind. And I definitely have a place in my heart for stuff like this, honestly, because sometimes after a long day of work or a long whatever, you're just exhausted. You don't want to set up a big game. You don't want to pull out something and have to reread the rules. You literally, all you have to do is open this up and literally spend 2-3 minutes reading the rules, find some dice and play. And the experience doesn't feel like, it's just a filler. All right, whatever. There were some really good, meaningful choices in every one of these games, which I thought was good. There were some that were definitely more straightforward, like, it's just, it's obvious what I want to do here, or maybe there's a little bit of a risk reward thing. But there was those, especially those word games, really made you think. And I think people who do a lot of word games are really going to enjoy that aspect of these. Honestly, I'm not particularly good at word games, to be honest. For whatever reason, my brain just does not find, and like I usually am a bottom tier Scrabble player. I'll put it this way. But yet I found these things engaging and fun, even though I'm like, I'm not really proud of the scores I'm getting. Just really cool, really cool. So I highly recommend this. The value I said, I got to come back to that. I mean, in this day and age when you can spend hundreds of dollars on board games and play them for many hours, right? Even some of the greatest games, it's very hard to go wrong with this book. Let's just say it's $15, okay? There are 84 puzzles. There are eight times 8, right? In here. And, that's a lot of value. That's a lot of fun and engaging time. You're going to spend probably 15 to 30 minutes on each of these, maybe a little longer if you really have some AP and some of the word games. So you're talking about 30 to 40 hours in this book if you wanted to do every one of them. I think that's tremendous. For $15, you bet. So big recommendations for me. I was very pleasantly surprised. I figured, yeah, I'll give it a whirl. We'll see how it goes. But very satisfying. I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed playing it after work. I've really enjoyed playing it, early in the weekend, just kind of with a coffee or something. It's that kind of experience, and it's a lot of fun. So hopefully this helps you to figure out if this is something that you want to do. If you're not into that, if you're into it, the more classical board game and everything else, well, then it's not going to do that for you, right? That's not what this book is for. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Whatever you do in the future, I really hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy.